Welcome to the Podunk Polymath, a podcast dedicated to sentiments of secular, sarcastic, screwed-up Southern SJW and skeptic. I'm your host, Chris. Come on in. This is episode 37 of the Podunk Polymath podcast, and I feel like shit because I didn't put an episode out last week, and it really gnawed at me that I didn't do it, so I feel a little guilty about it, even though I had an excuse, which is the subject of this episode, but basically I didn't get any sleep. I thought I was going to get home from ReasonCon earlier than I did. I was going to take a nap when I got back and then do the episode, but I got stuck in traffic for 4 fucking hours and got back later than I meant to, but that's the part of the story, so I'm not going to go too far into that. So yeah, I went to ReasonCon. It was a fucking blast. I had a great time, and it made up for, I thought, this is the name of the episode is ReasonCon3 Redemption, and I guess I should give a little backstory. Now, I wrote a post on Facebook about this and actually put it on the blog as well, because it was pretty long, and it described a lot of what happened beforehand, but I'm going to go ahead and tell a brief synopsis of the last ReasonCon where I did not fare as well as this one. Of course, anybody who's known me for any period of time knows that I went to the last ReasonCon 2 years ago, and I got drunk as hell and had a nervous breakdown. Now, I would like to say in my defense that I was having major personal problems at the time. My life was in the shitter. I was in a bad place. So I know that's not an excuse, but that's what happened. I drank too much. I drank vodka straight out of the bottle, which is never good for me because hard liquor is bad news. But so yeah, I did a lot of stupid shit. I pissed a lot of people off, even though I'm going to say that what's funny is the people who wanted to talk the most shit were the people who had no idea what happened because they weren't fucking there. And even the people who were there were too drunk to remember most of it anyway, so it didn't really matter. So the people that I pissed off either forgave me or I don't even talk to anymore, so it doesn't really matter anyway. But the witch hunt went on for a good little while after the episode. People just kept, making sure they piled on, as people will do. They see a target and they're like sharks in the water. And when they see somebody that's down, some people like to pile on because it's cool to do so, and they see everybody else doing it. It's not the best part of human behavior, but it's there. So anyway, so that was the case. That was why I was coming into this ReasonCon with a mission, if you will, to try and prove myself, I guess, and try to redeem myself, if I can use that word again. And to tell, let people know that I wasn't a complete fuck up and that I could do this shit the right way this time. So, of course, when I went the first time, I had the old I was on the old podcast and Buckling the Bible Belt. This time, I was with my new podcast, the Podunk Polymath. So, the first podcast was more of an angry atheist thing, so that may have played a role in it because I was angry and, I was more concentrated on just being angry all the time, but of course that wears you down, especially me, because it's like I was maintaining a persona. Hell, I even had a fake name back, Chris Seethan Heathen, that was my name. I didn't use my real name, so I guess that played into it a little bit as to why I didn't fare well, and plus I didn't know that many people when I went the first time, so there was that. This time around, I knew a lot of people who were going. I had built up a pretty good friend list and pretty close friend list, I think, on Facebook, and of course that's my main social interaction because I can't do it in real life. There's just not that many people like me, I guess, especially where I live. So Facebook is my main place where I interact with people. So I knew a lot of people that were going to be there this time, and so that made it a lot easier. Of course, I wanted to make up for last time, so there was that motivation as well, and I just wanted to, I had planned things out ahead of time, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But first of all, I want to say that overall this experience was almost like just, transcendent. I hate to say that because imply some sort of spiritual bullshit. But it did feel rather spiritual, not in a real sense, but you know what I'm saying. It felt good, it felt right, and it sounds a bit corny, I guess, but being around all those people, and it's like your family, and it just felt awesome to have that kind of love around you, I guess. I just keep sounding corny, but I can't help it. So anyway, alright. So I planned this shit out. I had already gotten the tickets in the hotel room. I had planned on bringing beer, and I'd gotten a room with Tucker, and my plan was that I was going to have a beer tasting in my room and this general fuckery going on. So I'd gotten 4 different kinds of beers from 4 different places in Nashville, because people were supposed to bring their local brewery stuff or whatever. So I was bringing stuff from Black Abbey Brewing, Fat Bottom, Blackstone, and Yazoo Brewery. So I had all that stuff ready to go, and I had already planned on bringing it. I told other people to bring their local stuff or whatever the fuck they wanted. So me and Tucker climbed in the old car. Now I will say I was a little worried, because I get paranoid on trips that my car is going to break down, even though my car's in good shape and there's nothing wrong with it and it's fairly new. So that's just, that's just my paranoia. See, me and Tucker went down. Trip there was fairly uneventful. We got there and I brought the beer in. We got Brian from Scenic City Skeptic to come up and set his shit up. He's got a badass production setup, but his content is shit. Of course, that's a joke I make all the time, but he set that up and we never used it, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So we got everything set up, went downstairs to the lobby, was talking to I went on a selfie bonanza. I was taking selfies of everybody I could find. I think I ended up getting over 100 selfies, I think, with everybody. Thomas Smith, No Illusions. Actually, did I get Noah the first time? I think I missed Noah the first time, but I did get one with him later, and I'll tell you about that. So Noah, Eli, Thomas Smith, Cecil, a bunch of my friends who were there, Jessica, who came down. Of course, we're friends on Facebook. She writes for Medium, and she's in social justice stuff, and she writes not just Medium, but I think she's with The Human. I can't remember. She's written for The Humanist, I think. But publications like that, and we've got to know each other on Facebook. So it was good to see her finally. There were so many people. Mel Rice, who I had on the show. Domestic violence. Of course, I'm sitting here thinking that my mind goes blank. Kimberly Queen, who I saw at NanoCon, who took a couple of pictures for us. Jay Brake. Of course, Morgan and Trav were there. Of course, Tucker, he came with me. Just about everybody I could think of who I wanted to be there. Riss, of course, Marissa was there along with Aiden. There was just so many fucking people. I just can't even name them all. Like I said, my mind's are on the blank. Robin and Callie from Union City up in Tennessee. We saw them again. We saw them at NanoCon. Anyway, you can look at my pictures. I put all the pictures and the videos I took on the Podunk Polymath page, Facebook page. So I won't go into that too much, what people I met, because you can see on there. But suffice to say, it was a lot of people, and I was really pumped about it. So Friday was good. Was a good night. We got there, we hobnobbed for a bit, and then we went to see. There was dinner, and then there was a couple of things. There was, for one thing, there was Team Tiny Dancer thing with tribute, which, oh my god, that shit killed me. Of course, if you know anything about Team Tiny Dancer, it's Jeremiah Bannister and his wife. They had a kid named Samantha, and she died of an inoperable brain tumor or whatever. And her story is inspiring. Apparently, she was an atheist and wasn't afraid to go out and tell people shit, and she did speeches about it, and they showed a tribute to her and a film about her and all this stuff. And it was really sad. It was really, there wasn't a dry eye in the house, I don't think. So there was that, and it was just, like I said, it's heartbreaking. I don't know what else I can say other than that. And Shannon Nebo, of course, got an award, which was given to her by Jennifer Lovejoy, who didn't know was going to be there, so it was a big surprise. It's like the Awesome Humanist Activist Award. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it was something like that. I don't remember. So anyway, there was that, and Shelley Segal sang, and Callie Wright proposed to Celeste Dreyer. Of course, that was the big thing, and it was, again, not a dry hide in the house. So, a lot of emotion on that first night. So, but for me, the highlight of the first night was I was going to make my hotel room like the center of like a party or whatever. Now, whether it came to fruition was another story. I call it the Podunk Polymath Podcast Party Palace, or Triple Po Double Pie, as I not so cleverly worded it. And I figured maybe 20, 30 people max would show up. So initially I had Tucker there. I think I had Shane Thrapp, who was somebody else. Daniel Andrew Duncan, Jeannie Eichard. There's a couple of other people I know. Mark Siebert. A couple other people, which I'm blanking out on right now for some reason. I think that was mostly it, though. But there wasn't that. Oh, I need to mention that Brian and Lexi were supposed to come up there. But Brian from Scenic City Skeptic, but he got too fucked up and couldn't come up there, which I was a little upset about. But, you know, I got over it. So, yeah, all those people were there. And so I was like, okay, this is what's up. You know, we're just going to chill here. Well, hold up. Next thing I know, Marissa McCool shows up with a huge box set of Cards Against Humanity. And we're playing that. And then Ari and Jeremiah, well, this was before. Ari and Jeremiah ended up coming. Rachel was there. She was from Nashville. I'm sorry, and I kind of, we didn't end up, she was there, but we didn't end up actually talking. A couple other people I didn't really know. So, you know, we had Ari and Jeremiah were the first ones, and Marissa came with some other people I didn't really know. And then next thing I know, somehow Noah shows up with Lucinda and Heath, and I was like, holy shit. And Cecil, I don't know that he actually came in. He was like standing out in the hallway. But there were a whole bunch of other people. It ended up being like, I don't know, they were spilling out in the hall, all kinds of shit. I got a lot of this stuff on video, but I would never in my wildest dreams did I think this was going to happen. It was just, wow. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just awesome. I mean, getting to meet all those people. They were hanging out in my room and shit. I mean, I planned to have a party palace, but I didn't actually think it, would work, because I kept giving out my room number, hoping people would show up. So, I don't know, word spread apparently. Had all the cool people there, had a cool conversation with Noah. I got to talk to other people. I got to talk to Heath for a minute. I mean, just all kinds of fucking people. It was fucking awesome. So that Friday night, that made I could have just been okay with that, to be honest with you. But Saturday, it was difficult because I had my anxiety kick in. I didn't end up getting till up until 11 or something. So, oh well, whatever. So I missed Aaron Ra, and of course, I don't go these things for the talks, to be honest with you. But I missed a couple. I was like, whatever. So I ended up going to get something to eat with, who did I go with? Jessica Tucker, and who else was there? Well, it was Jessica Tucker, Callie Celeste, the Doblers, Miss Ashley. A couple other people were on two tables or whatever. I was sitting with Ashley, the Doblers, and some friends of somebody. I don't know who they were. And Jessica and Tucker. And we went to Outback and had substandard food, but it's fucking Outback. What do you expect? So, of course, before that, I was doing more hobnobbing or whatever, talking to more people. I saw John Livingston, which is cool. And he had this thing said, not Ishmael, because apparently somebody mistook him for an Ishmael, which is fucking sad and embarrassing that somebody did that. But you know how white people are. So, anyway, they see a black person and think they all look alike. Kind of embarrassing. But anyway, so we did that. Of course, later, after all that, there were the game cast. Well, first, let me say, I forgot about this. We went to see Lawrence Krauss, and he was pretty cool. He had a bunch of cool theory. I mean, he had a good talk or whatever. So after that, we went, me, Morgan, Trav, and Tucker went to Mellow Mushroom, which I love their fucking pizza. That's why I wanted to go. We sat outside on the porch and had a great dinner. It was great. Got to talk, and just a lot of camaraderie. I really enjoyed it. We came back from that, and then we went to the live game. Of course, they tore it up. Eli, Noah, and Heath, and Thomas Smith joined them. So that was cool. We got to see them, do their thing live or whatever, and it ran longer than it was supposed to. But who cares? They're awesome. So Of course, then there was the after party. That was fun too. I got some video of that. Of course, at the after party, it's just like there's bartenders there, and it's a big like building, and there's like I don't know what you call it, an ante room with like a little dance floor. People were dancing. I did more hobnobbing, talking to people. Like I said, I took a video walking around, just taking video of people, seeing who all was there. I got to talk to a guy who looked like Jesus. I got to talk to a couple from the Navy who weren't so big on Snowden. I mean, I drank a fuckload of beer because Zach, I forgot to mention that, Zach brought a fuckload of beer, put ice in the tub, and put a fuckload of beer in. I was like, I can't believe you actually did that. But he brought a cooler of beer with him to the after party, and I was just drinking the shit out of it the whole fucking time. I gave away my drink tickets because I knew that was going to happen anyway. So I was drinking, going around talking to people, having fun. I got to talk to somebody who, I love the way she had like, I don't know how to describe, like a polka dot dress. I mean, she looked like, 50s kind of with the red hair, really red hair, whatever. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. She's in the pictures too. I took a good picture with her, and I put it as my profile pic because I thought it was a really good pic. And I got to meet a whole lot of other people. Of course, I had met most of them people the night before, and I was getting pretty fucked up. So, but what was cool was I got to see Shujin Tribble, who drove all the way down from Buffalo to be there, and I was like, holy shit, dude. And I talked to him, and apparently he brought some champagne or something, and he did this speech and this toast to his deceased wife or whatever, and it was really moving, and it was, one of those things, it's sad, but you're glad you were there, because it was just, one of those moments in life where a bunch of people get together and just, acknowledge somebody's life. So I guess that was cool in a sense, but even though it's kind of depressing at the same time. But yeah, I got to see him as the after party wrapped up, to be honest with you. I started getting fucked up. I may or may not have had alternate substances other than alcohol, which I shall not name, but they're green and sticky. That's all I'm going to say. So I got pretty fucked up. I started I remember talking. I was hanging out with Shujin for a while, and we ended up debating some kid. I hate to say kid, but he had to be like only 22, and he was kind of nerdy, I guess, but whatever. He reminded me of McLovin, which is kind of funny. But anyway, and then, this is awesome too. So I talked to Jeremiah the night before about some stuff, and he said he wanted to hang out later. So he showed up at the after party with a guitar, hoping he could play with Shelley Seagal. I don't know. Anyway, that didn't happen. And like I said before, my memory is starting to go at this point. So I ended up going back to the room, and Brian ended up there. Lexi, it was her turn to be fucked up, apparently. She didn't come up. So next thing I know, Jeremiah Bannister shows up, and we're just chilling, and we're just doing things that, involve greenery again. So, I mean, we talked. I mean, it was great. I mean, I really appreciate, I didn't get to tell him this, but or maybe I did, I don't remember, because I was pretty fucked up at that point, but I really appreciate him coming down and, hanging out and shit, because, I mean, especially considering what happened earlier, I mean, that tribute had to do something to him. I mean, I can't imagine that, so, yeah, he hung out, a couple other people I didn't even really know, but it was great. I don't remember. I hate to say it, but I don't remember a lot of it. I didn't Facebook Live it because out of respect for him or whatever, so it's probably better anyway because I was so fucked up. I probably didn't make any sense anyway. So, unfortunately, it was only 2 days, so we had to go home the next day, and I felt like shit the next morning. Tucker got me up. We leave, I forgot how far out we were until I realized I didn't have my laptop. Wasn't sure what happened to it. I thought maybe somebody had taken it home with them. So I went back to the room, had to go back, found it in a drawer because there was a chest of drawers, and somebody had stuck it in there, wanting to get it out of the way, and they may have told me, but I was too fucked up to remember, and I didn't look because I would never stick anything in there anyway, so whatever. So anyway, I had to go back and get that, then left again. Okay, so I want to say that I had Waze on, the app, Waze app, on all the way coming in to Hickory. I didn't have it on leaving, and the one time I don't have it on is the time I should have had it on, because we hit the most horrendous fucking traffic jam I've ever been in, ever. Coming back from Hickory, it was on one of those windy mountain roads just before a tunnel. Apparently a tractor trailer had jackknifed and it blocked the old fucking road. We sat there for 4 hours. 4 hours. Mind you, I was nodding off, sitting there because I was fucking tired, and I was nodding off and just sitting there in traffic nodding off. So that was fun. We sat there for 4 hours and had fun. Before that, we had recorded something, and it'll be on this episode, but it was me and Tucker doing a little recap, and it was raining. Windshield wipers were going, not best quality. I got Brian to help me clean it from Scenic City Skeptic to help me clean it up. It's still going to be shitty quality, but it's going to be, I'll let you make your own judgment on that. But finally we got home, or whatever, at fucking, 10 o'clock, I think, because I had to take him home first. So I was fucking exhausted. But anyway, so in a nutshell, that's the experience. I probably left some stuff out. I mean, I know I left a lot of people out and a lot of memories, but I took a lot of pictures on purpose because I knew I was going to forget shit. And the video too, and that fucking party was just, I couldn't believe it. So I thought the redemption went well, to be honest with you. I achieved everything and more that I set out to do. I wanted to make myself appear better. I mean, because I've changed. I like to think I've changed since then, because I've tried to be more positive, be more, try to change my ways, not be such an asshole, and try to, help people, whatever corny bullshit. But I really enjoyed hanging out with those people, all the people, all of them. There's so many cool people there. I love the party thing, and a lot of good times, a lot of good memories, a lot of good feeling, a lot of just love, to be honest with you. I don't know how else to put it. And these are the kind of things that these conventions are for. This kind of camaraderie, this kind of feeling of togetherness. I mean, because, atheists are pretty much outcasts, especially in the South. And so for us to get together and kind of bond, not so much because we're atheists, but because we're, I guess, outcasts in our own communities generally, and the opportunity for us to get together over our shared values, not just about, a lack of belief in God, but I guess skepticism and maybe humanism and things like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I came out of it with a feeling of my heart was full, and just now it's a week later, and I'm still just like, it's all over my brain. I just keep thinking about it because it was so awesome. I had so much fun. I had so many interactions that I'll probably never forget, and the whole experience just blew me away. So I guess I'll shut up now. It's been nearly half a fucking hour. So yeah, bottom line, it was awesome. Definitely recommend. I don't know if they're doing it next year or the year after. I hope it's next year, and I hope they do it, which I think they will. So I definitely look forward to going to it next time or whatever. So enough of me blabbering. I'm also going to put, after this, I'm going to put Tucker's and mine's reflections. That's about 40 minutes. This may run longer than usual, but considering the fact I didn't put one out last week, I'm okay with that. I mean, unless you get bored, listen to it, which is a possibility. So yeah, just stay tuned for me and Tucker and I's talk, which is not going to be the best sound quality, but still, I think I got it decently cleaned up, I guess. Well, Brian did from Scenic City Skeptic, which I greatly appreciate. So I hope you enjoy it. And as I said, if you ever have a chance to go to a convention, fucking do it, because it is definitely worth the experience, and you'll probably remember it for the rest of your life. Anyway, on to Tucker and I.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Wesley.
We host the Atheist Nomads podcast.
We're godless geeks who take a skeptical look at
politics, religion, science, technology, and history.
We also interview leaders in the atheist, skeptic, and humanist community.
Check us out at atheistnomads.com.
That's atheistnomads.com.
Hey y'all, this is Tucker from the Atheist in the Trailer Park podcast. And I might live in a beer can, but I ain't no inbred redneck. And if you listen to my podcast, I'm gonna learn you something. And no, I ain't talking about how to marry your cousin and not have kids with 16 fingers and stuff like that. I mean, I actually talk about real stuff. Teach people where the Bible stole its stories from. So, y'all give me a listen, would you? Thank you.
The road back from ReasonCon. Chris Watson's in here with Tucker. Kind of recounts some of our immediate thoughts. Tucker, why don't you go ahead and start things off?
Oh, God. It was just shitty. No, I'm kidding. Of course, it was fucking awesome.
I second that of them.
I mean, how can you call it shitty when at, 1 o'clock in the morning, you're in the same room, which just happens to be your room, with Noah, Heath, Cecil.
Yeah, there's one I can't even remember.
God damn, there was so many fucking people in our room the first night.
Yeah, first night. So I had initially thought of doing the Food on Calling Out podcast Party Palace. Kind of a joke. I was like, maybe I'll get maybe 10, I'll say 20, just I was overshooting. As things usually will, it started off like 6 or 7, and then somehow word started spreading. Noah's coming in the motherfucker. Chris was in there. Aiden, of course. Fucking Shane was there.
Lucinda was there.
Lucinda. People I've never seen in my fucking life. But kind of the point. I mean.
Yeah, and we had Daniel from Countrified Free Thought.
Yep, Daniel. Big Bang Benny McGee was there. Ari and Jeremiah were there. Yeah, so it was basically just an all-star game.
Yeah, and they weren't there. They didn't pop in and pop out. They were there for a couple hours, I think.
Yeah, it's a miracle nobody calls the shirt.
Well, apparently, we had the entire wing.
I figured it was something like that.
Yeah, no, they put us all in the entire wing. And at the very least, and I think they may have just closed the hotel to anybody else, because I noticed this morning, or this afternoon, when we had to go back, because somebody hid your laptop, the parking lot was fucking empty. Yeah, literally, there was just enough cars to cover the people who weren't there, it seemed like. Or maybe 1 or 2 other people, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was because at the Party Palace, there were people out in the fucking hallway.
No, they were out in the hallway. Whoever was in the room next to us was in there, and I don't know who that was. Oh, those 2 chicks I told you about who checked in to the room up, sort of catty corner to ours.
Yeah.
I got to talking to them.
Oh, really? How's that go?
Oh, that was really interesting. The one I got to talk to more than the other, and I didn't get a chance to talk to the other one. But they were the one I got to talk to. She was short, and she was sort of she was dressed in sort of a Rosie the Riveter kind of outfit. She had her hair, she had her hair in
the red hair chick.
No, she had blonde hair, but she had a polka dot red headscarf with white polka dots on it, like Rosie the Riveter did. And she had a T-shirt on that had Rosie the Riveter on it, so obviously she was going through that setting. Got to talking to her. She had 5 kids, and she was raised in some kind of fundamentalist, whacked out religious thing, and she had 5 kids and was doing the whole, stay-at-home mom bullshit. And, because she wanted to educate her kids, she started doing all this stuff to better educate herself so she could homeschool the kids, and that started building conflict with her. And then she decided, well, I need to get, I need to get a college degree. So she went and got a college degree, got her master's, and got her doctorate. And then just said, fuck this shit, I'm out of here, and blew off her husband and all the kids. Or not the kids, but her husband and the whole religious thing. And I get what her degree was in, but she was talking, and her oldest son is 21. She had 1 boy and 4 girls, I think is what she said. Or maybe that was how she did. No, I think that was her, not her parent. But yeah, she was really, really smart and clever, and I fortunately cannot remember her name because I was 3 sheets to the wind, and I didn't get to talk much to her friend. It did seem interesting, but I know what what got me talking to the Rosie the Riveter gal so much, she's related to Timothy Leary.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, not her, but her one of her. He's like a great uncle or an uncle of one of her kids. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty fucked up. Oh yeah.
Did you hear about Shane?
No, but I heard him. I know he left. Said he couldn't come out to the after party on Friday because his foot was bothered. But
I was like, wait. Apparently, somebody broke glass and he stepped on it.
Well, I found a broken beer bottle, or part of a broken beer bottle.
And she narrowly drank it. I don't know. You cracked it. Nobody broke it. I don't know. Robin and Callie with the
Yeah. There was a whole lot of people whom I've only met on Facebook. And I got to hug Shelley Small, and I recorded an interview with her. I haven't listened to the audio to see how it is.
I was going to, but I get in those situations just so I don't want to do that. I mean, Trav was doing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
He has one of those Zoom portable recorders.
Yeah. What I wanted to do, and it didn't hit me until it was too late, because it would have actually made the fucking moment, I think, was at the after party. I was like, there's that piano down there. Fucking no one knows how to play the piano. Yes, he did it last time. That's how I know. And I was like, why don't we see if we can't talk him into playing the piano while Shelley sings? And by that time, he'd already gone to bed because he was wore out.
Fucking tired as fuck.
Dude, they busted their ass to do that damn cast. They did, because that was some serious hard fucking work they put into that. And so I know they were. I know they were worn out. Noah was worn out because he does so much of it. And I was talking to him, and he's like, he goes, I'm trying to make it more visible how hard it is for us to do these things in the live show. I says, because I told him, I says, dude, I know you worked your ass on that shit, and it is no way can that be easy. And and then he says, I'm trying to make it hard because he says it does wear him out. But even then, man, I mean, he pours a lot of energy into that. And then, he had the quote-unquote problem of Eli and the Indian baby, which will make sense when you hear the episode. But, the problem with that is just, the riffs that they got going on some of the material were hysterical. And, Noah tightly scripts everything. And then he doesn't object to them improvising. But, they were doing the scripted out stuff, and then they were doing the huge improvising, and he's like, we gotta speed this up, and you can't cut them off when they're improvising, because that's their best material.
Oh, they showed that trailer for Science Moms.
And that was pretty cool.
I talked to Natalie on the last episode. The thing she's creating over there.
Yeah.
About skepticism, mothers being skeptics, shit, not believing any of that vaccine shit, all like that for GMO bullshit. Yeah, that was cool. What else? George Shelley sang in the concert.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh, the team trying to dance.
Oh, God, dude.
I tore my ass off.
Oh, fuck, yeah. I mean, it in some ways it wasn't as bad as the recovering from religion with their stuff that they were doing. Yeah, I mean, when I say that, it didn't hurt, because the recovering from religion, the thing that stuck in my mind about that was, they were reading the transcripts from the calls of people, and there was like one, something about a little kid asking their parents a fairly simple question about religion, and their parents were like freaked the fuck out and said, we're going to throw you out if you keep asking shit like this. And I mean, it was a simple question. It wasn't like, well, where did God come from, or where did it? It was something that anybody who was actually religious should have an answer to. That was pretty rough, but but the thing that we had this year with the Team Tiny Dancer, that tore you up in a different way. And I'm just gonna say it, I really wish they'd have left the scenes with the hearse out. Did not need to see that at all. Yeah. I was sitting next to Professor Stephen, and he was just, he was balling hard. I'm not making fun of him for it. I'm just, that was somebody I know who absolutely, it just ripped him up. Because he was the only one I could see from where I was sitting. Could see their face. But I know it tore him up bad. Yeah.
Got to talk to Jeremiah quite a bit, actually. Foolishly, he invited me on his show, so I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
No accounting for tasting. Yeah, he was carrying a guitar around or something. He was going to play with Jelly Seagal, but apparently coming together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I did basically a selfie guest. I think I took like 100 selfies. I was taking pictures with everybody I could find. People had no clue. That was my thing, and of course the party we had in the room. Oh, I got to meet Jessica Chow for the first time. She's pretty cool. She's funny.
Yeah, she is.
She's a great writer. She was tabling for PSF, running secular feminism, and I also got to meet Rachel, who's the head of that show, and also some of the other her co-correspondents, wherever they are. Of course, I think I've met them all.
Yeah.
And I've got at least one. Gene Elliott, I got to meet and working out their first episode.
Yeah.
They really bust their ass.
Yeah, he really did over and above, really, what you would expect of somebody to do like that.
I mean, Rachel was like part of it, and she just had fucking back surgery. She was still like,
yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And Gene was telling me that he had all kinds of preachers messaging him saying, I want to debate Aaron Ra, I want to debate. And he's like, the people we invite here, I want them to have a good time.
Yeah, that's what it's.
And he says, he says there's a place for debates, but I don't want it to be this place. I want, the people we invite as guests to speak or whatever, to be able to come here and have a good time and relax as best they can, amongst their fellow non-believers.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Yeah, and I mean, there's you can find 8 billion debates on YouTube between.
That's what I said. That's why I'm talking to you. The speeches to me are secondary. Because I've seen Delahunty, we've all seen it.
But she fucking did, and I missed it. Because I was like, I've probably seen it before, and Noah's like, oh, no, you really need to go. He wouldn't tell me why, and I'm just like, I mean, because they, they all, that was the thing when I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson, he says, I have about 12 or 14 of these things memorized, or that I do, and he says, when I go to a place, I send them a list, and I say, which one of these presentations do you want me to give?
Oh.
And there's the Stuckies. I didn't know they were still around. But anyways, he says, which one of these, and so they pick from, and all of them do that. I mean, because they all rotate through, because you cannot write a really good speech for every event you're going to be that's new and unique. You have to write, you can only have a couple, because no human really can write, be that unique every time out of the box. And so I kind of skipped some of them. I mean, I had to see Lawrence Krauss because I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson, so it's like I got to see Krauss, which I was glad I saw, because that was pretty fucking amazing.
I will say, Saturday I slept till 11 because good old anxiety coming in. It took me a little while to get past that. Same thing Sunday morning, which I'll have to do. But once I finally got going, everything seemed great. Well, so I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm just Aaron Ra. I'm going for a console with Lawrence Krauss. But like I said, I go more for the.
Yeah, I mean, that's
camaraderie.
Yeah.
But I mean, what else? Oh, we went to Outback. Well, first we went to Outback with
it was everybody practically. It started out being you, me, Jessica, and Trav, or was it not Trav?
No.
It was.
You're thinking of William Bergen. Everybody.
Yeah, for Trav. And then after we get there, fucking all kinds of people start rolling in. Callie, Celeste, Bobby C, Miss Ashley, Jim Dobler.
I don't think Bobby C was there.
No, you're right, not Bobby.
She was getting...
Yeah, Miss Ashley. He may have been there at the beginning, then when it took so long, he went back, because I thought he was there for a bit. But it doesn't really matter. I'll put pictures up, so if he's in it, we'll know. If he's not. And then we had Gene's wife.
Yeah.
One of her friends was there. His name I don't remember.
Was he man there?
He probably was. And
they were at the other table.
Yeah. And I think Trav was at the other table. I don't know, because I think it doesn't.
Well, I know. Whatever. But
yeah.
I was, I had a good meal. And,
the food was okay. The service was absolute shit.
I should modify it. The only reason I said good meal is because we were the food was just shit. Well, it was bad.
Yeah, it was typical Outback, and it took them at least an hour to seat us.
That long?
Yes, it was that long. And when we got in there, they said, "Oh, it'll be about 5." Because as other folks started showing up in the lobby, they said, "Can you do this with the tables?" And goddamn it, we went with the Scenic City Skeptics folks. Yes, they were there. Because you remember you made the crack. Oh, you guys still hold hands. How cute. But, we're going to get a couple of tables pushed together. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can do that in about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it was an hour. And then, we ordered and, it took forever for our food to arrive.
What? Coke? Oh, I'll die first. We're going to get Coke. Yeah. Like I said, hanging out.
Yeah.
Lawrence Krauss was walking away when we were standing outside. I'm like, is that Lawrence Krauss? And I should have got the selfie. I had my chance, so I didn't want to listen.
And you were not, is that Lawrence Krauss? And you made a comment, and I said, that's Lawrence motherfucking Krauss. And you're like, it is? Yes. You're like, he looks angry. Oh, that's the way he always walks.
I don't think so. I just saw him from behind. I saw that crazy outfit. Yeah. So that was it.
Yeah.
We went to dinner at Mellow Mushroom. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We got to hang out with Morgan and Trav.
Yes. Yeah. Jessica popped over, and I never saw where she was at. So
she was inside.
Yeah.
I wanted to sit outside because it was nice.
Yeah, but I never saw when we were leaving. I never saw where she was. To, wave at her.
That was fun. Like I said, outside, had a good time. Getting to meet Morgan. Well, getting to meet all them motherfuckers.
Yeah. And the Gamcast episode was fun. I want to hear that when that comes out to see how much Noah left in.
That thing went.
Oh, we went way long. We went way long. He was like, well, he was really kind of nervous about that, he said.
Well, he planned everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a ride.
Yeah, but they had the room booked for only a certain period of time.
Oh,
and I think if they go long, yeah. Which, I guess if there was going to be somebody else using the room, that would make sense, but there was no other convention in the hotel. Yeah.
Oh, Shannon Nebo got some award of what basically best activist.
Something like that.
Which Jennifer Lovejoy came out.
Yeah.
To give it to her. And apparently nobody knew she was there.
No.
She pops out and sounds like, oh my god! I didn't know they were all close like that.
Yeah.
Nova was running every fucking where. That child just couldn't stay still.
Yeah.
Beautiful child, huh?
I don't know who it was, but there was a guy with his kid on his shoulders, right? Kid couldn't have been more than about 2 or 3. And every time they walked past a bear, the kid would see his reflection and go, "Hi!" really loud. It was hysterical. Because, at one point his dad's like, you're a lot more enthusiastic talking to the mirror than you are to talking to other people. Yeah. Well, I'm sure the kid's just this is the neatest thing in the world. Somewhere different, there's all these mirrors, and you can do stuff. And the mirror doesn't. It's fascinating.
I'll go back to those.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got that award. I think it was one, but I actually got to talk to Jennifer Lovejoy afterwards. She was all happy. Acting like she was happy. I'm like, you don't want to punch me? Because anybody, of course, knows that I got the trouble last time. That's why this is the redemption. ReasonCon3. It's like she was like, every time I said something like that, I'm in trouble. That was very cool of her. She said she saw all the pictures, my selfies I was posting, and she was like, I can't say it. She was afraid to comment because she had everybody convinced she was in the fucking video.
Yeah. Good. Well, because I was talking with her afterwards, and she said they had to keep it a secret because they knew Bobby wouldn't be able to. Like, a whole bunch of other people involved with ReasonCon knew that she was going to be there, I guess. But they're like, we can't tell Bobby. And so she, and Bobby said he knew, because he was standing there while they were playing the video, and he saw her husband. And he's like, well, what the fuck is up with this? Why, And then, right after that, she walked in. And he's like, oh, fuck me, you had me. You fucking played me. Oh, God. And so the first night before the party migrated to our room, everything was dying down in the lobby, and I was standing there with Bobby C., Miss Ashley, Noah, Lucinda, and somebody else. I forget who else. They were talking about going to Golden Corral. And Bobby was just proud as fuck that he got his senior citizen discount at Golden Corral. It's like, it's like, wow, Bobby. Noah was ribbing on him. And that's when I'm like, now, I mean, it was just us, and it was like Wander, and that's when I ended up in the room, and then, I don't know, 15 minutes, half an hour later, fucking knock on the door. Noah! Lucinda! Cecil!
I didn't think that was going to happen.
No. I figured we'd have just the ordinary folks like us there. I didn't figure we'd have the celebrities. No, Andrew Torres was there.
That's right.
And he kept saying, I know Lawrence Krause's hotel number. Room number. Because Krause was, he'd had a few when I talked to him.
Torres is gone. They had to drag him out of the party, after party. Which you probably need to talk about the after party tonight, Saturday night. Because that was crazy too. I don't remember them being that last night.
No, there was more. And the AC in that place is not designed to handle that many people.
Yeah.
And the problem we had was after we filled it up and it got real warm and people wanted to migrate outside, it started pouring buckets. So you couldn't really be outside.
But it was, man, there were so many fucking people. I had such a great conversation with people. Like, I was talking to some Air Force analyst about smoke because I wanted to see if their take on it. The beard, man, I'm going to tell you right now, the beard got me some attention. Somebody, you see me with the beard, and I can't touch your beard. Of course, that's not the only thing I want to touch, alright? Okay, but, yeah, it was great, for hobnobbing different people. I met, I lost that.
Yeah.
So many different people, and I was friends with some of them already, but, I should have gotten to this part. Apparently everybody else, I guess I'm failed to that. Just overall, definitely, I'm still kind of, one thing a little hungover, but I'm still kind of just trying to process it.
Yeah.
Because it was just so much.
And the big bummer was that Joe couldn't make it.
Oh, fuck me.
And and the real pisser was, what? 2 hours into the start of the first night of ReasonCon, he posts, guess who gets to go home to Nashville now? Because whatever they needed to send him out of state for his job, they didn't need him there anymore. And it's like, fuck, dude. That really sucks. So naturally, I was sending him all kinds of shit, that, pictures and other things like that. And getting messages back from him saying, "I really fucking hate you."
I was posting stuff. Yeah, that really is.
Yeah, that man, because I know he was looking forward to that.
Yeah, we've been playing this shit ever since we heard about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't fail to mention the dancing. And I use air quotes. In that part of that party room, the after party room, there was like this little dance floor. And there were 4 white people there. I was like, I'm not going to call it dancing. I don't know what it was.
Scary white people dancing, that's what it was.
So I did a Facebook Live. Won't you please? Like the style of ASPC.
Yeah.
However, I got drugged into dancing, and Gene Elliott was fucking recording the whole fucking thing. So now I'm gonna pop up somewhere. I tried to hide my face. I was like, had my hand like up in the way. Maybe nobody will notice my huge ass beard, red beard.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, that was fun. But it was one. She was tiny. She was like, I thought she was gonna fucking burst into flames, man. She was sweating.
Oh, yeah, she was. I saw her. I didn't see her dancing, but I saw her. She came in and out of there a couple of times, and she was just soaked in sweat.
I gotta say, dancing is even when it's not pretty. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll do it again. Hopefully, we're gonna do it again. And hopefully NanaCon will come back, so again we can have like a holidays of
yeah. Yeah, on Cass we got to meet.
Oh shit, I forgot about that thing. I tracked past him.
Yeah.
Because he said he was hiding out. I'm like, what? I didn't even know you were here. He said he was hiding out there. So I found him outside smoking as he wanted to do. I was like, oh shit, I've been wanting to get a picture with all the Tennessee podcasts with Joe.
Yeah.
So I found you, and I found them 2 were walking in the area. So we got to get a picture. I don't know what of all of us. So I thought that Scenic City Skeptic can't hold liquor. Either one of them. One night they switched out. One night he was fucked up as hell. The next night she was. Oh, you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was glad to see him. And he brought me some vinyl cut of the Proton Polymath, or whatever. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that is.
And he gave me a sticker. Scenic City Skeptics. Yeah, 5 times. So I was glad to see them. I'm glad they got to go to that. We need all the podcasters we can get.
Yeah.
Especially in the South.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's 80 billion religious-related podcasts out there. So we need to be able to match them one for one. Really.
Every church has their own fucking thing.
I know, but we still need to try.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's anything else? I think we covered all.
Well, who didn't show up to the party palace, and we need to figure out a nice way to give them hell about it. Callie.
Oh,
Callie and Celeste.
we forgot about that. Callie proposed to Celeste.
Yes.
I wasn't there for that, but there's pictures galore.
Yeah.
She was showing everybody her ring.
Yeah, and I guess everybody involved with ReasonCon had known for a year almost that was going to happen, except Celeste.
That's another. How many people see that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was. Oh man, that was another one. Very much.
Yeah.
But like I said, got off track. Oh, Callie. Why didn't Callie show up at the party house? I was going to say maybe they were too busy doing the other thing. I wouldn't blame if they weren't.
Yeah.
For what, for the proposal. So I wouldn't.
No, I know. Who?
Marissa. Oh. Marissa McCool.
Yeah, which one was she?
Purple hair. Really loud. Yeah, she was there. The only big absence was I mean, I didn't know Thomas Smith was coming until
I didn't either, or Bryce Blankenagel.
I thought Bryce, because I talked to him, I interviewed him for one episode, so we were going to have to get together and talk more. Because I saw him for the last one, and we just spoke for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I got to talk to him a little more, so I knew he was going to be there.
I mean, I figured he, you know, I didn't know he was going to be there, but, you know, when I saw him, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense. He's probably doing research not too far from.
He was part of the game cast.
Yeah. Or not, no, I was talking about Bryce.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. And you know, because I was like, yeah, I didn't expect him here, but I haven't listened to these podcasts in a while, so don't have the
That's
time.
a deep dive.
Yeah.
Unless you're into really deep into Mormon stuff, it's Michael Cerrone, shooting trip.
Yeah.
He showed up, which he came all the way from Buffalo.
And, dude, he got there at 4 o'clock on Saturday morning because he wasn't going to take his daughter out of school so they could leave early. And be there on Friday. Yeah. And I was like, dude, I would have fucking...
Well, yeah, he didn't see him, but I don't think anybody knew who he was. I knew who he was.
Yeah. And he cut his hair short, so that kind of throws people off.
So, yeah, he did a toast for his wife died 12 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Somebody put a video up.
Yeah, I saw a photo. He was there for a brief time.
Yeah, I saw a photo, yeah. I don't know, he had some surgery, but he also... What was he sick of? I don't remember exactly. I think he had kids or something.
I don't know all the details. I know he's had a pretty rough personal time with Blake, so.
Of course, McTaggart, Deborah.
Yeah, she's there. So was Beth.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, now I think it's
That'll do it for this episode of the Podunk Polymath Podcast. I want to thank Gene Elliott, actually. He wouldn't have guessed, but he's the guy that put the shit together at ReasonCon, so I want to thank him for all his hard work and his team's hard work in putting this together. He said the main reason he does is because he wants to hang out with cool people, basically. So thanks, Gene, and thanks for all you do for ReasonCon, seriously. Of course, if you want to find the podcast, you can go to podunkpolymath.com. Of course, the music's by ... You can check out their music at cdbaby.com/cd/... You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Google Plus under the Podunk Polymath. Of course, the email is podunk.polymath@gmail.com. You can become a part of the Patreon posse, patreon.com/podunk polymath. If you want to call in and leave a voicemail, which nobody has done yet, I don't think, but one of these days maybe, 615-378-POPO. 7676 double freedom squared, whatever you want to say. Of course, you can become part of the Podunk Polymath Podcast Posse Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the Podunk Polymath Podcast Posse, all separated by periods. And of course, there's also the Podunk Polymath Podcast online store, zazzle.com/podunk_polymath. Of course, if you go to the sidebar, you can follow me on WordPress. You can check out my tweets, donate to PayPal, subscribe to RSS, Google Play, iTunes, and Stitcher. There's a Patreon button, recent posts, and recent comments. So, yeah, I wanted to emphasize, and I know I keep saying this, if you ever have a chance to go to a con, y'all need to motherfucking go. Because it's going to be one of the best experiences of your life, probably. And it's going to be an eye-opening experience for you, especially people who are new and have just come out and are not sure what the community is about. I think this is the kind of thing that will help them and will help them to realize there are people out there like them and that they don't have to be ashamed. They don't have to hide, that they can come out and mingle with people like themselves and that they don't feel so alone. So I really think that's the main thing with these conferences, not so much the speeches and shit, because frankly, I don't really care that much about that. I go for the camaraderie and the fellowship, even though that's kind of a Christian word, but I'm taking the shit back. Fellowship. And for us to hang out and kind of comfort each other in this world of theism. So anyway, Thanks again for listening. Sorry I didn't put a show out last week. I told you I felt guilty, so don't make me feel even more guilty. Anyway, y'all take it easy now, okay?